Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. Now, question: is it great parenting or effective parenting or effective discipline when you post your discipline on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and all these other social media platforms? Is this great parenting? Is this great discipline? Well, let's find out. Once again, everybody, welcome. I'm the official urban therapist. I appreciate y'all tuning in today. I know I had this show scheduled for my normal time at 9 o'clock, but I had to kind of push it earlier because I do have like other engagements that I have to attend to at that time. But I wanted to go ahead and share this with y'all, share the show with y'all. I appreciate once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you ever follow my platform, I'm on all platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Um, yeah, all of them. So also, please like, follow, and share this video as well because like everything I put out, I believe that and I do provide great contents and a great perspective and a great message as well. So before I get into the topic, I do want to acknowledge that Miss Amber, she is in the building. She been on the podcast a couple of times. I appreciate you, darling queen. I appreciate you being here, and hey to you too. And you already answered no. That is not great parenting. Miss Amber, we is fixing to get ready to jump into this topic right now, okay? So once again, and I asked the question: Is it great parenting when any of the parents decide to pretty much post their discipline on social media platforms? Before I give my perspective about this, let me go ahead and give you some context of what I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna go post a couple of videos, which I know there are several videos that they're out here in these social media platforms, but I want to post these two particular videos because they kind of follow in the same line of all the other videos that I have seen. So let me drop this one right here and let's view this video.
So, hi everybody. This is my 12-year-old son, stepson, Terrence Hines. Say hi to the camera, Terrence. Say hi to the camera.
Hi,
Tell the camera how old you are.
12,
How old are you?
12,
You're gonna have to speak up.
12,
And what were you doing today, Terrence? Tell the camera what you were doing today.
smoke,
You was what?
smoking.
You speak louder than the other time.
I was smoking.
And tell the camera what grade you're in right now.
7,
And what grade you're going to. What grade are you going to?
7.
Oh, okay. Why is that? Is it because you're a straight F student and you like to get high? Can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know how to cut hair, but we don't cut hair today. Terrence has a fresh cut. Got it today. Yes, he did. They're gonna come in the house high. I'm so sorry for my camera, you guys, but we're gonna get this together. That's what we're gonna do. Cause you know. Terrence will not have a hairline. Terrence ain't gonna have no hair. No. Look at that. Can you see it? I can. Look at it. What we don't do is get high at 12. And what else we don't do is come in my house high. And what else we don't do is get all F's. Can you pass PE next semester? Will you pass PE next semester? Because that's what you're going to go to school looking like if you don't. Fresh haircut, too. Did your daddy have to pay for that haircut? He had to pay for it? Oh, and his daddy had to pay for his haircut. I wonder who's going to be more mad. You or your daddy? Come in my house high. You gonna be getting your hair cut. Every time you get it cut, it's gonna come from me. I don't ever want your hairline to grow back. You'll never have one. You'll be looking like your grandpa. So this is what happens when you come in my house high. Look at the camera. This is what happens when you come in the house high. You look like this. You're gonna go to school like this. And I'm gonna redo it Monday, so you'll be fresh, okay? Not only that, Terrence gonna get his ass whooped every day before and after school. Not only that though, you ain't doing shit this whole motherfucking summer. Are you ready for these consequences? Because you haven't been given consequences since you've been staying here. But you're gonna get them, and you're gonna get this work. We don't do that no more. This, coming in here high, lying, bad grades, that's not what we're gonna do no more. So tell the camera, that's not what I'm gonna do no more. And make sure they can hear you.
That's not what I'm gonna do no more.
What are you gonna do?
Get new grades.
And
Not come in the house high.
not what?
Not come in the house
No,
high.
you're not gonna smoke at 12 years old. You're not gonna post pictures of shit that's not yours. He ain't got no bands. How much money you got?
None.
How much you got?
None.
How much did you get today?
$5.
Where you get that money from?
My dad.
So what bands do you got? This is not Deucey Bands. His name is Terrence Zaki Hines, and he's 12 years old in the 7th grade, going to the 7th grade. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So all that money he be posting, it ain't his. Look at the camera. What you got to say? Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say to any of your friends? Because it's going on your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Snapchat. Kick too.
So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Before y'all address it, let me go ahead and shout out to Miss Johnson. She is in the house on the Facebook side. I appreciate her tuning in, and she did post her comments. I'm gonna repost the comments too, so I can respond to them. But first, what do y'all think about that? I actually put it to the chat as well, and I'm asking y'all, do y'all think that this is a form of child abuse? Can it be a form of child abuse based on what this stepmom is doing right now to her stepson? Now, in this particular case, let me just give you a little clarity what was going on. The son, he has a social media account like every other preteen or teenager children. So he has a social media account. So you know how the kids are doing these modern days. They get onto the account and they pretend to be someone that they're not. It is what they do on these platforms and on these accounts. So not only that, but according to the story, she and her husband found out that he was smoking weed. So she felt that it was important for her to be the disciplinary in this situation. So as you seen in the video, in the beginning of the video, she was saying that this is my she said at first, this is my son. Then she went and switched it up and said, well, this is my son, well, my stepson. Now, right off the bat, I totally dislike when any parent make that type of comparison. Once when you are married with children and you become a blended family, to me, that child is your child. There's no such thing as a stepchild. There's no such thing as a step parent. That is your parent, period. That is your parent, period. So it doesn't matter. That's what that part. Another one part too is that she started mentioning about everything that he was doing in school, and she started mentioning that he was smoking weed and stuff, and she wanted to take upon herself that since his dad gave him a haircut, when the pay gave him a haircut, she took it upon herself to get him a haircut. And she felt that this would be the correct course of action for some disciplining actions. Now, once again, I ask you the question: do y'all feel that this is a form of child abuse? Let me go ahead and get to the comments real quick, and we're gonna go deeper to it because I'm gonna show y'all another video. It's kind of the situation is a little similar, but it's a little bit more detailed. But I'm gonna share it with y'all a few seconds. But first, let me get into these comments and stuff. Once who else is there? Oh, hey, what up? My boy PMP is in the house. What's up, part of my presence? Welcome. All right, so let me get into some of these comments, all right? Because y'all been saying y'all been commenting while the video been going. Now, Miss Johnson, she said this is piss poor parenting. She do all this, but won't take the time to get to the root of the problem, which is that's very true, very valid. And Miss Amber, she's saying if he's acting out like this, it's probably something deeper, and her doing isn't helping. And TBH, in my eyes, this is a form of a narcissistic parenting. That's a very interesting perspective, huh, Amber? Very interesting. And I have no idea where the dad in this situation and why did dad decide to let her to be the authoritarian in this situation. I have no idea. Maybe the dad is a beta dad. I don't know. I have no idea. And Miss Amber, she says that she should have consulted with his father what's going on, and they should have co-parented to handle this behind closed door. Humiliation to this level only leads to a bigger issue when he becomes an adult. That is very true. I agree to that. I agree. And Ms. Johnson, she said, yes, it is child abuse. And yes, Miss Amber, this is the stepmom, by the way. That's the stepmom. Even further, this is worse. She had no business disciplining him like this. She should have spoken to his father. Now, to be honest with you, I have no idea if she already communicated with his dad and they both agreed on this type of discipline. I have no idea. I don't know if he's even there behind the camera. I have no idea. All I know is where we're going by this particular video. Miss Amber, do you really want to come up here? Because I can get you up here if you really want to come up here. Oh, and PMP, yes, I was going to go on at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. your time, but I now have some other engagements I got to get into about that time, so I decided to do my show earlier. So I apologize about that. So I had to schedule it earlier. Sorry about that. And it's Amber. She does go by Charlie. I knew it. Oh, we also got Money Boy Trey in the house. What's up, Money Boy? What up? Appreciate you coming in the house today, bro. And we got Miss Juanita. She just hopped in. Miss Juanita, I appreciate you joining as well. And PMP says, never discipline your kids in front of others, which I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Now, let me go ahead and get this second video together real quick. It's not going to take too long for me to go get this video together. While I'm doing it, I'm gonna go ahead and bring some people up because they want to get up here and share their perspectives, which I enjoy that a whole lot. That's what make this have great dialogue, great conversation for when everybody's sharing from their point of views. So let me get this video together. Then I'm gonna open up the panel where y'all can come on up, and we can have this conversation. We can most definitely have this conversation. All right, this is the second video. Now this video is very long. It's like 16 minutes long, but I purposely say this video last for this reason. For this reason, because it's long. And Moneyboy Trey, he says this corporal punishment is barbaric, and there's no proof that it works. I agree to that. Let me go ahead and before I play this, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in here. Anybody want to come up, y'all most certainly can, and we can want to talk about this. We have this discussion about this. All right. Link has been dropped. You can come on up. Now the only rules to the game is that if I don't know who you are and you're trying to come up on the panel, you got the cam up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to see who you are. If I don't see who you are, then I'm not inviting you up. But it's people who I already know, like the ones who are on right now. I know who you are because we been up. Some of y'all been on the panel and everything. All right. Hey, Ms. Amber, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you coming up today in the house.
Well, thanks for bringing me up. This is a really heavy subject, so I
Oh,
was
no
actually
problem.
talking to my husband about this the other day. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Before you share your perspective, let me go ahead and show this other video real quick. Then once we finish with this video, then we're gonna dive into both the videos that I shared. Okay.
all right.
All right. Let's go ahead and push play.
Hey, Instagram. Those of you that knows Keandria and that knows Taviana, aka Faith and Kimberly, I am their mother. Now, I didn't gave them plenty of chances to A, correct their language, B, present themselves like young women, and C, when I'm gone, to take care of my 5 and 6-year-old. So, I leave yesterday to celebrate Father's Day with my husband, and something say, I'm gonna leave them the phone, give them a little leadway, let them keep my cell phone, just if they do right, I let them out for punishment, because the hoes been fucking up. For one, they don't do shit, they don't clean up, they can barely clean their ass, let alone keeping my house clean. They like to chase these little good for nothing ass niggas that ain't worth shit. For one, they don't carry themselves properly. Those of y'all that really know them. Now I done gave them a chance. There's no more chances. So now it's time to air their asses out. They like to sit up here and twerk, disrespectful to my 5 and 6-year-olds while they going live and they supposed to be babysitting.
This actually part of the video, by the way. This person who's recording it, they didn't charge their iPhone.
They
Apparently.
supposed to be babysitting, but they shaking they good for nothing nasty fucking asses. Okay. The language, they know I don't condone that shit, but they wait until I leave because neither one of them hoes is stiff enough to use that language in my face, because they know I knock they fucking teeth out they goddamn mouth. So that's 2. 3, the sticking the tongue out, the sticking the fingers, all that shit changing while you going live. You're standing in front of a window wide open, changing your clothes, and gonna say, yeah, I'm changing in front of the window, and bitch, you trifling. You're trifling as fuck. You have little sisters who looks up to you, and your trifling ass is changing in front of a mirror. Those that just joined, I'm Faith and Kimberly's mom. That's not even their real name, so I suggest that shit fly out the window. Their real names is Keandria Tanae Washington, Taviana Unique Washington. It ain't no fucking Faith, and a damn show ain't no fuck Kimberly. It ain't none of that. These hoes, yes, they're my daughters. I done gave them chances, but now I'm finna treat them like hoes. These hoes are trifling. Trifling as fuck. So I'm fit to walk up the stairs so y'all can see how they trifling asses really live, since they like to twerk, since they like to cuss, since they like to stick the finger out and do all this extracurricular shit. Don't run in the bathroom. Let's go. Bring your ass on out. Don't run in the bathroom. You wasn't doing all this yesterday. You wasn't doing none of this yesterday. Stick the tongue out and do all this extra shit like you was doing yesterday, you and your sister. Come on, you live on your Instagram now. Come on, show them what y'all really about. Show them what y'all do on my face. The cussing, the sticking the tongue out, the all this. Look at they sink. Look how nasty they sink is. Nasty than the motherfucker. Look at they dirty ass tub. See they dirty ass tub? This is how they live. They trifling as fuck. So for anybody that fuck with them, if I was you, I wouldn't. These hoes are trifling. They didn't have buku chances. They know I don't condone this bullshit. They know they don't cuss. They know they don't change in front of fucking windows. They know I don't get down like this. So when Miss Taviana, good dumbass, get home from summer school because her dumbass flunked, while she's worrying about these fuck niggas, her stupid ass needs to be worried about getting her dumbass out of junior high school. where she's soon to be 16 in the 8th grade again. Cause a dumbass don't know how to listen and fucking follow directions. So those of y'all that know so-called Faith and fake ass Kimberly, this is their room. This is how nasty they live. This is their trifling asses. I done gave these hoes chances. Ain't no more chances. This they dirty ass closet. Trifling as fuck. This is how these hoes live. So since they want to be all trying to be grown, trying to be fast, bullshit. I'm not the mother that tolerate no bullshit like that. And they know I don't get down like that. They didn't have buku chances to get their mind right. They wanted to do this dumb shit yesterday, and I told them, next time I go on y'all live and I catch y'all hoes doing some disrespectful shit, I'ma air y'all asses out live on your Instagram. So, for those of y'all that's at summer school right now with Faith, I'm pretty sure she looking real good and weak right now, because when she get home, I'ma bust that bitch in her motherfucking mouth for the way that she fucking talked to my 5 and 6-year-old.
Hey, before I continue the video, I'd like to welcome Miss Floyd in the house. I also like to welcome Mr. Mad Militant in the house as well. So let us continue, and we're going to talk about this too, because it get worse.
So yeah, she gonna get the fucking business. Little Miss Faith, while she in the bathroom trying to run and trying to hide so y'all wouldn't see her, she finna get beat the fuck up too. Cause they know I don't play the motherfucking games at all. I don't know what the fuck y'all mamas let y'all do when y'all little hot trashy asses is on here with them come get me shorts. Them little bitty ass shirts that y'all be wearing. Y'all need to get y'all fucking minds right. Cause I'm not the parent that will allow mine to do no fuck shit like that. Period. So Miss Faith like to say, period. Yeah, period. She know I'm about to beat her bitch ass. Her and her whole ass sister. That's how I get down. Tolerated the disrespect for these hoes for too long. It's gonna be a stop to it. So when y'all see little Miss Faith or Kimberly tomorrow, Taviana tomorrow at summer school, you can cool best believe the bitch gonna have a busted lip cause I'm a busted. She like to cuss. Yeah, little trashy ass can barely read, write, or spell, but the bitch can use cuss words. She can barely wipe her ass and got the audacity to try to shake something in a mirror. Yeah, she's finna get beat the fuck up when she get home. Her and her dumb ass sister. Oh, now she wants to hide her face. She wasn't hiding her face when she was sticking her tongue out and all that shit yesterday. Dancing and doing all of this and doing all of that. Yeah, she can barely read, write, and spell too with her good dumb ass. When I'm done. Yeah, don't like it now, right? Gave y'all hoes too many motherfucking chances. But like always, y'all like to do extra. So you can stand there and look good and petty. Cause this new school year, y'all ass is gonna look fucking weak. Cause I hope all your friends is on here watching it. I'm waiting on Tyron, little needle dick ass, to get on here too. While he thinking somebody like him. I don't give a fuck. He needs to get his little miserable looking ass on here too. Cause while a 16-year-old is dating a 7th grader, you look dumb. You supposed to be in high school and you're worried about a little bitty boy who just freshly got out of elementary school a year ago. Get your life. You're dumb. And yeah, I'm talking about Taviana. She's dumb. She's running behind Tyron. Little broke, can't get a job. The nigga can't even get an ID. But you're worrying about a 6th grader. Come the fuck on. You look stupid. And I hope all of your friends see this. You look stupid as fuck. Chasing a little 6th grader. And that goes for you too. Oh, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. We have the same birthday. Focus on keeping your ass clean before you can claim somebody as a best friend. Get your mind right. Cause y'all sound desperate. Y'all sound dumb. Y'all sound real good and fucking trashy.
Hey, y'all can't see this, but actually, while she's on Instagram, One of her daughter friends are actually online right now, and she's doing the laughy emoji on there. Then you're gonna see the mom responding back to her friend that's on here in a few minutes.
And you know that shit. Y'all look real good and fucking weak yesterday. That dumbass girl done changed clothes over 6 times for what? She still gonna look the same. She ain't cute. Why y'all walking around here thinking y'all something that y'all not? Y'all hair not even fully done. You don't even got all the tracks in your hair. All your damn tracks is showing. Then on top of that, it's nappy as fuck. So let's keep going. Y'all want to be live? Now I'm live. So let's go. Y'all want to dance and twerk and do all this shit now? Let's do it now. Tell them who you really are.
I wasn't twerking yesterday.
Tell them who you really are.
I cussing in the lobby.
You can still tell them who you really are. Because you're not who they thinking you are. You and your sister is nasty as fuck. I have to get on y'all about bathing. You want to talk about that? Y'all had y'all chance. Now let's air it out. Have to force y'all to bathe. Y'all walk around here musty, smelling like niggas. Y'all wear jackets in the summertime. Little Miss Taviana barely brushed her funky ass teeth. Let's keep going. But she wanted to get on here and play like she wear deodorant at a day-to-day basis. Bitch, get your life. You only did that for the time being on Instagram. You don't put on deodorant like that.
Man, who you talking?
All of my hygiene equipment, I gave it to y'all. Because when y'all go to work, when y'all babysit, y'all don't even buy hygiene equipment. So let's keep going. Y'all want to be live? Let's air out your dirty laundry. You and your nasty ass sister.
I put on deodorant.
Barely.
Hey, no, it's not there.
Barely.
I put them on every day.
Barely.
I brush my teeth every day.
Barely.
And I take a shower.
Barely.
I just took one too.
Barely. I have to show you how to bathe because y'all don't even bathe properly. Don't get on here in front and lie. Because you will be laying in that tub with your face bleeding.
I'm not even on.
Nigga, y'all a trifling ditty motherfucker. Gotta wash and dry. I ain't seen now pair of panties and bras that's been washed. So that tells me that your asses are wearing dirty drawers and dirty bras. I ain't seen none because I operate my own wash and dry. So where your clothes at?
We did wash them.
Y'all wear the same clothes. Come the fuck on. Let's keep going. Let's keep on
We
going.
actually did wash them.
Let's keep on going. Y'all don't like that shit, don't you? Looking real good and weak. Real weak.
Not that, it's just that I just woke up.
It don't matter. You not cute.
I never said I was cute. I'm not.
That's the way you acting when you sticking your tongue out and all on Instagram yesterday.
I wasn't trying to act cute.
Lies. So what was you trying to be? You're not yourself.
Yeah,
You're still writing on yourself. That's something that little kids do. A boss bitch don't write on themselves. You don't see no real ass female sitting up there drawing on her damn self. Y'all moved down to Colleen to act like these Colleen ass hoes. That's exactly what y'all acting like, some hoes.
I'm not because I'm not.
You and your sister acting like some hoes.
Ain't
All the boys that you got written on my daughter's carpet right now, should I show them?
You're not just.
All the names that you got written on the mattresses that I just bought y'all, should I show them?
Those are not just all what she says.
Okay. Okay, so you're still making excuses. Yeah, that's tough, right? Yeah, that's real tough. But these are y'all friends that knows that hey mama do not fucking play at all. At all. I'm not raising no hoes. I'm not raising no tramps. I'm not raising no thugs. I ain't raising no gang members. I'm not raising no drug dealers. I damn sure ain't raising no prostitutes. And as long as the Lord got me living on this earth, breathing day for day, I will beat they bitch ass before I allow them to fail. And that's some real shit. So all this little shit that these hoes is going around trying to copy behind, they need to get their mind right. Because I done gave them buku chances to get their fucking mind right. But apparently, they're so dumb and lost in their own sauce because they should already know my mom is linked to my Instagram and my Snapchat. She has it on her account. But y'all so stupid, y'all still do fuck shit, not knowing that I'm gonna check into it. How many of y'all mamas gonna get on y'all Instagram and check and see what y'all do? How many of y'all mamas care about what y'all doing on y'all Instagram? Because I done seen every last one of y'all's Instagram. Oh, well, hey, that's something that you got to work on your own, la mama. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Whoever little girl is that said that she's not y'all friend because y'all said she smell like fish.
What she look like?
She got braids in her hair. Probably the little girl that used to always come over here. So like I said,
Funny faces.
they need to get their motherfucking mind right. And if they knew better, they will gladly do better because I'm not raising them to be that way. So this will be the last, when I say the last time y'all will see these hoes on Instagram and Snapchat. Facts. Y'all won't be seeing them on this shit no more. Y'all gonna see Taviana pick her face up off the floor. You in summer school right now, little mama, the one that's messaging me? Because if you in summer school, when you see Taviana, show her this live video. I want you to show it to her so she can see it. I want you to show all of her friends this video. Show everybody that she knows. Say, Taviana mama going live right now. Yeah, I am. Yeah. And I pray that they see it. Oh, look, Tay. Look, your mama on live. Yeah, your mama finna beat your bitch ass when you get home. Just know that too. For the way that you treated my 5 and 6-year-old yesterday. Bitch, you not hard. You will never be hard. You're scared to fight. You ain't shit. You're not shit. You look real weak. Trying to play like you're something that you're not. So when you walk in this door, matter of fact, I'm gonna meet you at the school when you get out. I'm gonna be there at the school to pick you up so I can clown you in person. Since you wanted to do the utmost yesterday, so now it's my time to do the utmost. So when y'all see the tramp, let her know her mama be up there at the school.
Oh my. Oh
Yeah,
my. First of all,
so
so it's
let's
Father's
let's have this
Day
conversation.
and it's Father's Day and she took her husband out and didn't allow the kids go to celebrate Father's Day with their father. 1, 2, you're complaining about them not washing their ass and stuff, right? But girls learn how to wash their ass from their mothers. So clearly you didn't teach them properly. And all that cussing and stuff, like, I mean, if you grow up in a household full of cussing and hollering and ratchet mannerisms, what do you think your children are going to do? And that whole saying, do as I say, not as I do, that's so toxic because you can't expect your child to learn not to do those things if you're not leading by example.
Yep, all true, all valid, Amber, all valid. Miss Juanita, you still on?
Yes, I'm still here. The first thing that came to my mind, because, she didn't lead with all the cussing and everything. She didn't lead with her personality. What she led with was how the girls were presenting themselves in public. And of course, the first thing that popped in my mind, excuse me, I'm walking around. First thing that popped in my mind is a quote that my father only had to say to me maybe twice. When you leave this house, you got my name on you.
Yep.
So when you are out in the environment, you are representing everyone in the community, everyone in your home. But when she started to talk about her own children as though they were just anonymous women on the street, it was very evident where they got all of their behavior.
I'm a little confused in the aspect of, like, clearly I feel like the 5 and 6-year-old that she has, why do I get the impression that the 2 oldest
Are raising them.
are raising them. And aside from that, I don't think they have the same dad as the two oldest, because I feel like I feel like she made a lot of mistakes with the oldest ones. So she's trying to go back and correct that with the youngest ones, which I get, but you don't shame your oldest ones when you're the ones who caused those mistakes, clearly. Because look at the way she carries herself.
And that's what I wanted to say. I think in her mind, she may think she's correcting the behaviors of switching gears, but really, to me, like you said, she went out, took her husband out for Father's Day, and did not take the children, and didn't even take the 5 and 6-year-old,
Right.
if those are his children.
Right. Which
So,
is weird.
so she's obviously about self.
Yeah.
She's only about self. She's not about raising two young women to represent her in the public eye. And I've been of that product, because I know this sounds strange after making the quote that my father said, but my mother, I had a horrible relationship with my mother, and she didn't teach me how to care for myself as a young woman. That's something I had to learn from friends.
No, I went through the same thing. I have an amazing relationship with my dad. I hold him on a pedestal. But when it comes to my adoptive mom, like, there was a time period where, like, my cousins were wearing deodorant before me. And then when my aunt pointed out to my mom smacked me for it. And I was like, well, you told me I couldn't wear deodorant and you never showed me how. So why am I being penalized for it? Like, why is that my fault? And that embarrassment, like, now, like, as I grew older, like, I'm so self-conscious. Like, I have to shower 3 times a day and keep my body, like, completely clean and everything, because that always replays in the back of my mind. And that's why I was saying, like, that's in essence a form of narcissistic parenting, and that type of humiliation will play in that child's adulthood. It takes an impact, and it makes an impact on that child's adulthood, and it creates these insecurities that shouldn't even be there if that parent did parenting the way it should have been done, instead of being self-involved and worried about themselves or their own embarrassment.
And truly, the problem is with follow through for herself and follow through with her children. Yeah. Now, you may have shown them how to clean the bathroom once or twice, but that's something for a while, you have to do with them.
But
for a while, you have to let them and then come back and check.
I also get the impression that she's that mom that will pick a man over her children.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting point.
Absolutely.
Because if you're taking him out for Father's Day and leaving the kids there and having the two, and she stated in the video that multiple times she's told them, you know, how to take care of her 2 youngest, and she's had to tell them multiple times what to do and what not to do, then you're clearly picking men over taking the time to be there for your children, as you should be as a mother.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
She made herself look dumb. She humiliated herself more than she
yes.
girls. And
because she did not see the connection. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I also feel just kind of like, you know, if your kids are that far behind in school as well, you're clearly not investing time in helping them study and staying, you know, on top of them when it comes to communication with their teachers and their schools, like a normal parent would.
I'm actually glad that you brought up the education aspect of these videos. Now let me ask both of y'all this question too, and also the people who are viewing as well. Do y'all feel that a great way of disciplining the children back into them being quote unquote a straight A student is for you to display in these social media platforms?
No,
absolutely not. No. I mean, it's obvious the mother probably didn't have the education herself to sustain her children through their education process. But there are plenty of teachers who stay after school that have math labs and reading labs. And for whatever, well, I'm pretty sure the reason they haven't stayed behind after school to go to those tutoring opportunities because they had to come home and watch their younger brother and sister.
Yep. But then it goes furthermore into the thing of what child is going to be motivated to go back to school after being humiliated in front of all their peers in a manner all over their social media like this.
If anything, they'll probably wind up dropping out.
Yeah. And, there's plenty of community resources out there too at recreational centers that provide tutoring and things like that. So that provide free tutoring. So you don't even have to have a high status of income to get to your child the help that they need. It's more of a
Yes.
personal choice, or even just investing time yourself and learning, watching YouTube videos yourself at night and kind of learning the material to help your child better understand it. But as a parent, you have to make that decision to be selfless to help your child do that. And if you're a parent, like clearly she is, who is very selfish and puts men over her children, that's not gonna happen.
Let me ask y'all this also. Now, if both of these parents, if they were to not show this on social media whatsoever, would it be valid for them to discipline their children the way that they're doing right now?
No,
No.
Why
no,
not?
because it's still causing the same amount of damage to the child. It's just at a slower drip than the huge flood that she opened up when she went on social media. She's still talking to them in the same way in private. They're still having their self-esteem destroyed and dismantled by the person who brought them into this world and is supposed to be responsible for everything for them until the age of 18 or more.
See, the whole calling your child a hoe or a whore or a slut or whatever, I don't care. I feel like your child, at a young age, you go through puberty and things, but if you don't have the proper structure in your house as far as like mother and father, daddy issues can come in, mother issues can come in. There's so many issues that can play a role, and young girls can start looking for love in the wrong place. It happens. And
They already are.
right. And at that point, for you to call your daughter a hoe about it or something is only going to make the situation worse, because it's going to demean her self-esteem, and she's going to continue to look for love in the wrong places rather than you uplifting her and teaching her to love herself and that she doesn't have to go look. And if you were there as a parent to begin with, even if the father decided to be absent in that situation, yeah, they're still going to have some daddy issues. But now you're just furthering the child wanting to go and find somebody to love them and give them something that they can't even get from their parent that's actually in the home. And I know that because I went through that when I lost my virginity and my father decided to call me a hoe. Like my dad, literally, that's how he addressed me for a week, and it crushed me. And it really lowered my self-esteem. And it took me a long time, like I said, going through therapy and everything. It just makes you realize so many things. And I really hope that when these, young ladies get old enough to go to therapy for themselves and make that decision, that they do, so that they can grow and they're not stuck in that same repetitive cycle that their mother has forced upon them, because they deserve to learn self-love.
Hey, Amber, I don't mean to cut you off. What were you involved in a two-parent household, or was it a single parent?
So my adoptive dad was a truck driver, so he was gone majority of the time. And him and my adoptive mom kind of had marital issues, so he would kind of find a way to not come home. He would try to find a way to get loads more consistently rather than coming home and not having to deal with her drinking and things like that. So I was kind of left to pretty much parent my alcoholic adoptive mom who was using substances.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So the it regardless if it was your adoptive parents or birth parents, it was a two-parent household. By however, the functionality of the household was dysfunctional. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay, got you. And I believe also that this is the commonality in these videos that I'll share with you too, because also in both of these same instances, it's a two-parent household that's causing this dysfunction for us discipline.
But I feel like there's a right way to discipline without causing this limit of damage. And I did see like the comment Mad Militant said, like, this younger generation, the older generation went through this, but the older generation, we didn't have social media like to this extent. So we were humiliated in public maybe, but not on social media. That's one. And two, if we actually looked within ourselves, and for some of us to the degree that we had that type of humiliation and discipline, if we really pay attention, there was some damage caused because of it. And that's why a lot of us are trying to break the cycles, because we realize that that's not the way to go about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I could agree with you on that. Yeah, I'd like to shout out Miss Glenda. She's in the house right now. She says, sadly, this is happening in most of our homes, but it's not just seen. They don't know how parent, because they were never what parented them right themselves. I guess that's what she's saying. And also we have Miss Joy Chit Chat. She's in the house. She's waving. Appreciate you being in the house as well, Queen. And Ms. Johnson, she said this, I'm sure the mother was raised the same way, which I agree. And Mr. Mad, he said this, heck yeah, mama and daddy was good. They brought you in and they will take you out. So you're gonna have to kind of look over Mad, because he's on trolling duties right now. So
I get so frustrated with that saying that whole "I brought you in, I'll take you out," or "I adopted you, I could put you back." Well, in my case, they did, but that whole saying just frustrates me, because it's not like as a child you really asked to be here. And I know some pregnancies are unplanned and everything, but at the same time, when you become a parent, you need to recognize that it's not about you anymore, it's about the child. And it doesn't mean that you lose yourself in the process, it just means that you need to do what's in the best interest for the child.
yeah, and once again I agree with that a whole lot. At the end of the day, for us this particular style of parenting, and it to me it looked like this has become the norm now, the social norm, where we have a surge of these parents come on here. They want to show that they've been a great parent by cutting their child hair or humiliating them on the social media platforms. But what I don't see is them I don't see them actually taking accountability for themselves as well. Because let's be honest, um, it was them as parents who allowed their children to have these social media platforms. Now, for example, me as a father, I know every social media platform that my children are on. Majority of the time, they on TikTok. Some of them they have Instagram accounts, and others they have on YouTube as well. But I know everything that goes on their accounts, everything. So it's nothing new on the sun to me. It's nothing surprising to me that they post on there. Then another point that I'm making too is that every parent has the ability to create what is known as parental settings on all these social media accounts with these underage children. They could do that. I have it on I have parental settings on my children accounts, all of them. So I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what they're watching. I know everything. And in some instance, if they're watching a certain content, it's going to automatically flag it and send me a message and asking for my approval, whether or not I want them to watch a certain content or not and stuff. But I'm mentioning all this because us as parents, we also have to take responsibility and investing into the activities that our children are part of, especially in social media. So you know what's going on in their everyday life. You know what I'm saying? But these parents, it's as though as they allow their children to make the decision on their own, and they just become grown adults on their own. Then when they start doing activities that they don't approve of, then all of a sudden they want to correct them by putting them on the very social media account that they allowed them to have to begin with in the first place. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, Gerald. This will traumatize as well. I agree with that.
I won't even comment on what he said about the trauma. The trauma, those girls have been traumatized for a very long time before that video went up. They've been going through a lot. They've been going. I know they have to have been going through a lot in that household with her as their mother, and having to essentially raise their baby brother baby brother and sister, and having to always be second choice behind a man. I know the trauma's already begun
Yeah.
long before this video went up.
Yeah, that's true. I agree to that.
I mean, the whole hoodie thing too. Like, I wear hoodies in the summertime too. I mean, I feel like when you start puberty, some girls develop faster than others too. I know I did, and I was pretty self-conscious about it, especially when boys are going through puberty and you start developing pretty quick, and that's all they want to stare at. Yeah, you want to cover, like I covered up. I wore a hoodie through the summer, and you kind of become accustomed to not really being concerned about the fact that you're hot. You don't really even recognize the fact that you're hot. So I just kind of felt that was a little odd too. Like, one minute you're complaining that they're revealing too much, but then you want to complain that they want to wear a hoodie.
Yeah, I believe that's evident in all these younger children, because like my oldest son, he's a teenager and he wear hoodies all the time. And my oldest daughter, she does it too. It be like we're in Texas and it be like almost 100 degrees in Texas and they be wearing hoodies. And that's a trend, it's a style, that's what they do. I don't question about it. Long as it don't affect them, any way negative, then I don't have no issue with it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then another thing I want to address too is this whole, once again, this thing about this social media, and how these parents is weaponizing social media as a form of discipline. But at the end of the day, what they doing, they're introducing cyberbullying to the children. It started with them. They starting off as being the aggressor for cyberbullying, and now after they done put this video out, you have people like, say for example, you have people like us. We see this video and we start commenting off the video saying this and that, whatever, whatever, whatever. Some people was talking about the mom. Some people was talking about the children. But however, on the flip side, on the Instagram accounts, the children and stuff was getting towed up about through their other peers and stuff too. That's totally bullying them. And this was with both videos that I just showed.
Yeah, and then also too, whatever you put on social media, like, it's kind of permanent, because once it's one place, somebody will screen record or screenshot it, and it could be on another platform. And although you may delete it from somewhere, it'll pop up somewhere else. So, who knows how it could affect your future, especially with the way a lot of colleges and jobs kind of like look into everything,
Yeah, exactly. So I just, well, when I seen both of these video, and I ain't gonna lie, it really did affect me as a father, because we need to be way more responsible for our discipline of our children. This is not the way to go to this form of discipline. That's this playing out in public. This is like the equivalent of you trying to discipline your children in public. You pulling out your belt and you just beating your child in public, knowing good and well that it's going to correct some type of negative backlash
Yeah.
instead of just doing it privately.
I mean, and then I also caught too how she said, you guys go to work or you guys babysit and y'all don't buy any hygiene. I had to give y'all my hygiene kit. Like, like, they're 15 or 16. It's your responsibility as a parent to provide things. And I get trying to teach them responsibility, but it is your responsibility as a parent to provide certain things. So I don't know why you're complaining. And if they're doing so poorly in school, why are you so concerned about them working? You should be more concerned about them investing more time in their school and getting them the help that they need.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She cares about how they represent her, but she doesn't care enough, or unfortunately, maybe is not mentally able to make the connection that you're not going to get a product without development, without investing in development. Some people really don't have the awareness that you're not going to, reap a harvest if you have not dug up the ground, planted the seed, watered, fertilized, tended, weeded. They don't make that connection. They just think I'm gonna have a kid and they're gonna be great. No, you have to invest in them in order to have this child that you're proud of. Even sometimes they don't turn out the way you want to. You could invest everything into them, but just simple things like hygiene, simple things like we said, there are resources for them academically, even if they were special ed, there are resources there. But if she's not making the investment, she's not going to get the product.
Yep.
And she may really not have that mental capacity to make that connection, that she's got to put forth that effort.
But if she doesn't have that mental capacity, then she shouldn't be a parent.
I mean,
There's plenty of people who should not be a parent, and we all know that. But there's just got to be there's got to be some sort of change, some kind of systematic change where parenting classes start in hospital or with prenatal care. There needs to be anger management. There needs to be trauma-based therapy. There needs to be so many things that I think a parent should have to do leading up to the birth, rather than just the prenatal medical appointments.
Well, Miss Juanita, that's to speak on that perspective, and for us, the field that I am, that I'm in, them services are available. It's available to them, but it's optional. It's an optional form, unless the one exception to the rule, unless if they trying to apply for any type of government assistance, then it becomes required. But if they're not applying for any type of government assistance, then yeah, it's optional. Even when they're going through the whole prenatal process and everything, going through the whole pregnancy and everything, it's optional, but it's not required. Oh,
Well, it needs to
by
be
the way, I'd
required.
like to welcome Mr. Mad Militant to the panel. I know he got a lot to say because he had a lot to say in the chats. What up, bro?
oh no, I was just fooling around in the chats, man. Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Hey, Mad.
What's going on, Charlie?
Hello.
What's going on? But what you were just speaking on, don't you think that should be hand in hand as far as with sex education, as far as your health class, starting that early?
They kind of like, depending on where you live though, like they do that whole like give you that baby thing, and then like it like has this electronic thing and the electronic wristband.
I taught in the schools. Those little girls, the boys always pass the baby off to a girl that likes them, and they, earn the A for them. So I understand where you're going with that, but those kids, there's always some kind of way to go around the system.
Yeah.
But I do agree with the integration of parenting skills in sex ed, because if sex ed is so important, why isn't parenting and family development important?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, the reason why I feel that that is that way, it deals with a lot of people lifestyles these days, how the way they live in. Some people they have their own perception or interpretation of how the way parenting should be, and so they really, to be honest, they really don't have a well, I'll say a balanced curriculum where to cater to everyone's parenting lifestyle. So that's why they don't teach it versus teaching sex education, because sex education is more universal.
Then there should be a clause in it where they should be able to opt out of that class, like for use it for like religious purposes or something like that. But it still should be implemented. As far as I'm gonna put it on my situation, as far as what I've seen, as far as coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my mid 40s now. But to think back to when I was like 13, 14 years old in the 7th grade or whatever, and to know that there's a girl in class with you that's 12, 13 years old, already pregnant, you know what I'm saying, already had a baby. It's like, where should we start at? And how long can we keep coming up with extra excuses not to really try to force something like that?
I mean, you're absolutely right, Memos, and I'd have to agree with you on that because it's gonna happen regardless. It's not like we can just prevent teen pregnancy regardless of, there's at least always gonna be one. It happens, but parenting classes should definitely be implemented for everybody on the slight off chance that it does happen, or just a simple case of when you get older, most people end up having kids. I mean, it's some people choose not to. It's kind of rare, or some people can't, but it should still be something that is taught for that reason.
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'd like to announce that Dr. Jefferson, hey, how you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you watching. And I know you got a show that's getting ready to start in less than 20 minutes. And I try to do my best to try to hop on that and hear your perspective as well. But I just want to announce that you are here. Now, everything y'all saying, I do agree with y'all on that. I do agree that parenting class can be very essential, especially for the low income demographics as well. I believe that people in that's particular social status, they really do need to have some form of parenting class prior before them even having children, and maybe the parenting class will decrease. It may even decrease the teen pregnancy too if they just have that particular class and incorporate sex education into it as well. You know, then it might even decrease the divorce rate in the black community.
Mhm. It might. There's a lot of things that could contribute to help that, though. You know what I'm saying? High wages, so people can work less to be home more and stuff. It's a lot of things that can help out,
Yeah.
but that would definitely be a good one, though.
Hmm.
Man.
Yeah, Dr. Jefferson, she said she agreed that parenting classes should be required. The other part, how does that read it? Because yeah, but she feel me though. She feel me.
Man, where Money Boy go, man? I thought we were gonna joke this fat water buffalo man talking about just her girls dirty and shit. Man, it's like, man, where my homie at, man?
Yeah, I think he had to step off for a little bit unless he's still on. No, he ain't. I don't know.
And on
But
the first video, I get what you're saying about the whole step parent thing. Like me being a step parent, like when my stepdaughter's with me, like she is my responsibility. Like I'm gonna make sure nothing happens to her and make sure her behavior is on her best behavior. However, when it comes to certain disciplinary things, I don't feel, me personally, I'll put her in timeout, but as far as any type of disciplinary, I always feel it's important to speak to her mother and her father about it, because at the end of the day, I'm not the one who has parental rights over her, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's kind of disrespectful and overstepping my bounds. So I feel like co-parenting is really big in a situation when you're in a blended family for that reason. So, I mean, just that whole situation, when you said she was a step parent and everything, and then also too, like, I just kind of feel like the dad should be handling that, but then also, I don't like, maybe that kid's just not handling the separation of his mom and dad properly, or maybe his stepmom is toxic. I mean, look at the way she's talking to him in that video and humiliating him on camera. Just in the fact
mhm.
that she had the gall to do that, I can only imagine how she might actually be off camera towards him.
Now let me ask you a question regarding that too, Albert. Now do you feel that if her and her husband were to have a child, together, do you think she'll implement that same type of discipline as she did with his son, or her stepson?
No, I don't.
Stepson. What? I'm lost.
And
Oh,
I'll tell you why. Because from the looks of it, when you have a step kid, unless you have a good connection with that step kid, which it's obvious she really doesn't. Just in that video, it already didn't look like her and that step kid had a good connection. It doesn't really look like he really likes her or appreciates her, which, yeah, I know he's in trouble, so you can't really like gauge so much, but as a step parent, you should be able to sit down and talk to that child as if it were your own. And I don't feel that she could actually do that. That's just my personal opinion, though. But I don't think she would go on social media and humiliate her own child like that. I think she would be like,
I think she would have. I think she would have, because I seen that behavior so much coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's a wild behavior that spawned what we're seeing now. Just out of control. Just, it ain't like how we grew up. It's like another generation in between us and, you know what I'm saying, like between the 90s and now. I don't know if it was the law or something that was passed that you couldn't hit your kids no more or something like that, but it seems like the parenting and everything just got worse. Like the kids are just getting away with way too much and the parents can't do nothing about it, or they're scared to do something about it.
I mean, you can do something about it, though. It's just there's the right way to do it. But if you don't know what the right way is or how to go about it, then they're just going to keep getting away with it. You have to, like Juanita said, you have to invest to get good results. And a lot of parents aren't investing, which, yeah, the whole working a lot and everything like that may have a lot to do with it. But then you also have a lot of parents out here who it's babies making babies out here. So these babies that are making babies are out living their best life, and they're not really raising their kids either.
I mean, that goes as far back as Brenda, though, as far as us knowing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad that you kind of that you mentioned about that. That gets me out to bring this particular point too. Now, I've not been on the whole rant system about this patriarchy system. Did a whole 3-part series about the patriarchy system in this particular country and how it led to the feminist movement and all this other stuff that's happening right now. Now, when black people in particular start carrying on the traditions of their oppressors within the patriarchy systems, another tradition that they carry over was also the parenting tradition as well, where they was doing the same thing with their kids, where they was being harsh on their kids, they was doing this over parenting, over discipline, where they was beating their children and doing all these other things. So our ancestors carry over that same type of ideology and stuff. So therefore, that's why in the modern day right now, that's why they end up starting passing all these laws and being real strict due to the feminist movement. But however, they start passing these laws and stuff where you're no longer to publicly display your children. If you do that, that's one federal crime, and you could get locked up and get your children taken away from you. It's stuff due to that patriarchy system that's in place. So I believe that particular law is beneficial for what was going on, and I believe that it does have to be just like what Amber is saying. It has to be a more tactful way of parenting with your children without beating them or humiliating them or doing these type of things, because at the end of the day, once we do that, you're creating a monster when they become an adult, and they're going to carry on this same type of behavior when they become adults. They're going to be beating their children, they're going to be beating their wives, and
But
all other kind of weird stuff.
I don't really see that though. I mean, it might be some cases, but I think it's smaller than what we think it is. Because, like I said, I'm a project kid. Parks, you know what I'm saying? Brown brick houses. So and you know it was some ass whippings going on out there. We were bad, but I mean, my family wasn't like that. I probably got a beating probably once or twice, and that was before I was 10 years old. Other than
I
that, it was just a look.
I got my ass beat quite a few times growing up, and let me tell you what it did. It taught me, and this is just me personally. All it did was teach me how to be more sneakier and conniving in what I was doing to make sure I didn't get my ass whooped.
They didn't do it right.
No. They did it right. I got my ass beat good. I got my ass beat good. But you know, I wouldn't, it's not so much that I would like go back and do the same thing per se. I might go back and do the same thing, but with something added or maybe a little different, or not like to the fullest extent as how I did it before. But I've also kind of like, as the person being of my own person, I've also kind of like, I guess you could say like justified in my own morals and beliefs as to like why I was doing what I was doing. So to me, it just like, it was, well, let me do it this way so I don't get caught doing it, you know, because I don't want that ass whooping. And I just feel like ass whoopings are not necessarily effective for that reason. I feel like teaching a child and explaining fully to the child why it's wrong with a disciplinary action is the way that you're supposed to do it. And you don't have to be physical in it, because there's a difference between fear that causes obedience and respect, and obedience and respect that is caused from an understanding.
You know what, Amber? I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Now I receive I receive discipline like that as well. You know, where I got whipped, like whip extension cords, brooms, whatever, and
The
stuff. All that.
James Evans Big Mac.
But yeah, I'd have received that. I did, but um, for us the corrective action that goes, it created more fear for me. I didn't fear of me not doing things no more. I feared that my parents or whoever was doing the discipline, I feared that they was going to place harm on me again. So I did everything possible not to receive that level of fear anymore. But at the end of the day, the only way I learned from my experiences that I did is for me to go through the process that I figured it out on my own. Like, man, yeah, that was wrong.
Yep.
That's where I start taking accountability for my actions. But it didn't have nothing to do with the actual beatings itself, because like I say, all they did is create a sense of insecurity and fear for me.
Yep.
You know.
And that's how it was for me too. So I just,
It's
that, but like I said, my militant, like that's just me personally. And you
because
know,
I seen it. I seen it still a little different because I was raised in a house with two sisters too. I was treated totally different than my sisters. I got away with a whole lot of other stuff after 10 years old. You know what I'm
So
saying?
so hold on. You must be in the baby, the youngest.
No, I'm the second.
Or the
I'm the
second.
second out of four.
So you kind of like the middle child in a way.
Actually, sort of like the oldest because my brother's 9 years older than me, and he
Oh,
left. He left way early, so actually, I was the oldest, really. So,
okay, gotcha.
but mom treated me totally different than which called I could stay out to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on school nights. 13, 14 years old. She really didn't say nothing as long as I got up and went to school the next day. You know what I'm saying? But my sisters couldn't even leave out the front yard.
well,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
it's different for girls, I will say, on that aspect, only because, you know, girls are more vulnerable. And I know a lot of women don't want to hear that. I know that whole feminist movement side doesn't want to hear that, but it's the truth. When sex trafficking and rape and everything, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to boys either, but it's more common to happen with girls. Girls are more liable to have something vulnerable like that happen, just for the simple fact of they're girls, and people perceive them as being something more vulnerable that may not be able to defend themselves as well as men. That's just how the world views it, and that's just how it goes.
They took a whole lot more abuse than I did. I don't know what they used to do to get themselves in the shit. but they was always into something. You know what I'm saying? It's like even I mean, that couldn't have been my mom right there. I mean, she wouldn't have did none of that shit. She would have gave you a look. You would have known what the hell she was looking at you for before she had to come across and knock you out because you're already aware how crazy she is. You know what I'm saying? You get certain warnings, but then it was certain warnings she didn't give at all. You fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like she could ask my sister to do something. You know the black girl shit. She suck her teeth. You know what I'm saying? I heard her suck her teeth. You know what I'm saying? She was in the next room. The next thing I know, I seen my sister go past my room. Her feet wasn't on the ground. And I just heard a boom. She hit the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like a certain control moms had back then that it didn't affect them older as they got older. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear people say that it might affect the kids and stuff like that, I don't really see that in the generation that I seen go through that. And it seemed like the more excuses that we're making, I can't say that they're excuses because I'm pretty sure there's cases, you know what I'm saying, where this is but for the majority, it looked like it benefited them for the better, or it kept the best ones on track. I would say that.
Yeah, I mean, I get your perspective about that. I do. Um, but the one thing about that, bro, is that you have to understand the the history of evolution or the behavior of evolution. Um, certain tactful parenting was good for that particular generation. It was very effective for that particular generation of that time. But just because it was effective for that generation at that particular time, that doesn't mean it's going to be effective for the upcoming generations. And sometimes we try to hold on prior teachings of other generations and apply to the current generations and thinking that it's going to still be effective when that's not true at all. We could look at this through the course of history where everything evolves. Everything have to evolve into a next level, a next level, a next level, a next level for human evolution. Like case in point, I know we're talking about parents, but case in point, like the evolution of the internet now. Back in the one prior generations, the internet was not even a thing. It was obsolete back in the day. But
Hmm.
now evolution happened where every household is required to have internet now. In order for you to have a sustainable living status now, you have to have internet into your household unless you want to live off the grid.
Yep.
I did that for a
And I
while, couple of
yeah,
years.
I believe that it's the same thing. Well, a lot of things we do, including parenting, that things have things have to evolve, but it depends on the parent whether if it's going to evolve in a positive way or it's going to be in a negative way. Now, the videos that we view today, absolutely, them are negative behaviors that it's not going to help the situation whatsoever. But I believe that there are other one parenting solutions that are out there. We mentioned some.
That's what I wanted to ask. So, so you think social media is different than your mom meeting you at the bus stop or showing up to your school? Because
Well,
either way, it went down.
yeah, either way it went down, but it's kind of like I say it's different now because now mom, she, to be honest with you, mom don't even have to meet at the bus stop. All she gotta do is FaceTime you.
I mean, you know what class reunions sound like when you can think back that far when you grew up with a certain group of people for many, many years. You like, you remember when your mama came to the school that time? It's jokeable now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It ain't something that they gotta still put their head down about and stuff like that. You know, so
Now there's certain things like me as a parent that I do I like if any one of my children cutting up at school, whatever. Heck yeah, I'm pulling up at school. I'm not FaceTiming nobody. No, I'm coming. Y'all gonna
uh,
see me.
we talking about that.
Look, I remember
We talking about the butt kickings in the bathroom.
I remember
Oh.
when my mom I remember when my mom was like battling like alcoholism and all that, and I was still in high school. Like I kept having to go to court every semester for truancy because I would end up staying home to make sure she wouldn't get in the truck and drive off being drunk, like whatever. So we go to court one time, and the judge like told my mom like, "Oh, you're gonna go to school with her for 30 days." And I was like, what?
What?
My mom had to sit with me in class for 30 days.
Wow.
I like like in high school, like every class I had to go to, my mom
High
had to
school?
sit with me,
Yep.
which was kind of cool
Wow.
because it's not like, so like I was never failing my classes because like I would go and like make up all my stuff. Like I was pretty smart considering, but when you
Oh,
don't
shit.
get your attendance, you can't get credits for those classes. So my mom would sit in class with me, and like she had to sit in class with me, and I felt so embarrassed. And everybody would be like, your mom's so cool and all this stuff, because my mom was a cool mom. She would let people come and smoke pot with us and stuff. Like it was too much. It was too much.
I
I
didn't
was
hear
always
nothing. I didn't see nothing.
I was always embarrassed by that, because even though to everybody else they're like, oh, you have the cool mom, to me, I wanted a mom, not a friend. Like there were times where I would be smoking and I wish my mom would like smack the joint out of my hand and be a parent. And like a lot of parents don't realize that your kid actually craves more for you to be a parent and discipline than for you to be their friend.
But nowadays, it seems like if that's what they want to do, let them do it. You know what I'm
No.
saying? It's like that's a certain way that I've seen that they keep in control of their kids. It's like if that's what they want to do and they being safe. Because I know my mom she kind of used that with me, 16, 17 years old, where she really knew that I was smoking weed and shit like that. She'd rather for me to do it in my bedroom than be out there in the streets. You know what I'm
But
saying?
was she smoking with you, Mad?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's what I'm
No, it
saying.
wasn't. Yeah, she
But
barely drank.
how would you feel if your mom was smoking with you and your friends, though?
It would be uncomfortable. It might be.
Exactly.
It might be, but I'm from a different environment. You know what I'm saying? It might have been.
Well, let's do this on the flip side. Since we're talking about this friend of parent, talk about this friend of parent thing. Man, what if your mom or even your dad was cool with you? You know, bringing the chick over and having sex, right? But they doing the same as that thing. Like, okay, you're gonna have sex. I'm gonna get onto the other bed. We're gonna have sex too. We just gonna have sex together.
Uh-huh. Oh no, it ain't no fish biting on that, man. There ain't no fish biting.
I'm not talking about having sex with your parents. I'm talking about you in one bed having sex with a girl, they in another bed having sex with whomever they're having sex with, but in the same room together.
Oh no, it ain't no fish biting.
I mean, in a way, that's kind of like the same equivalency about
I mean,
the smoking the weed thing and stuff.
I mean, if that's your mom, that shit ain't cool. If that's your pops, that might be some other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some cool shit.
I'm
But
just saying, like, there has to be a line between being a parent and being a friend. Because the moment you cross that line of being a friend, especially to that extent, don't expect your child to respect you as a parent. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that it got to be a fine line between you being a parent and being a friend. And Amber, to be honest with you, I didn't see more single mothers who try their best to be friends with their children, and they think that's a form of parenting. But and now, honestly, it really isn't beneficial to their own child at all. It really enables them a whole lot.
I
Right?
mean,
Versus having that distinguish like, hey, I'm your mom, and you need to respect me as your mom. I'm not your friend on that
Right.
level.
And then, I mean, and then that's the thing, too, because then when your parent decides, I don't want to be your friend anymore, I want to be your parent. Like, I remember when that happened, and it had been years, like, that she had been trying to just be friend. And I looked at her and I was like, I laughed. I was like, yeah, no, like, I can't look at you like a parent now. And then
I
it just
mean,
kind of turned into like when you become an adult, you kind of have to parent yourself and nurture that inner child of you, because you didn't really get that opportunity to have a parent as an adult, if that makes sense. Like you lack that. Like you develop mommy and daddy issues because of that. Like it's not okay. And a lot of parents don't think or realize the long-term effects that they're having on their children by acting in that manner.
Yeah, I agree to that.
So you, so you saying that changes them socially?
It changes the dynamic. Sorry. Absolutely, it does.
Okay.
Like the other day, my adoptive mom called me and she was like, "I have good news. I just got out of rehab." And like it's been years, me and my dad have been trying to convince her to go. And she was like, "I just want to tell you, I want to apologize for everything." And this is like something I have been waiting years to hear from her. And I didn't even know how to react to it. I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like, but then she's already talking about, I can have a drink every once in a while, whatever. Like, that's not how alcoholism works. So already I don't believe you in your sobriety because you're already talking about drinking eventually. And I already don't know how to react to your apology because I have been expecting it for so long and it never came for you to take responsibility for your actions, that I just expected it to never come. And I was content with that. Like, I was already moving forward with my life and progressing as the adult that I needed to be for myself. And that's sad that it's like that, but it's the truth. And I don't have to justify as far as, or feel bad and be like, "Oh, I should accept her apology or whatever." I forgave her a long time ago, but I chose to move forward with my life. It doesn't mean that I have to continuously allow that toxicity in my life, though.
But does she know that you accept it, or
Huh?
does she know that you accept it, or you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I told her, like, I forgave you a long time ago, but I just choose to keep my distance because it's like anytime I have tried to talk to her or anything, it's just she just always has something negative to say. Like, she can't just say she's proud of me. She can't really like say she loves me. Like, there's always some form of criticism when I'm doing good in my life. So for me, and what's really sad about it is like I met my biological mom when I was 18, and I've learned more self-love from my biological mom than I ever did from my adoptive mom. So, I mean, I'm appreciative that, she adopted me when I was younger or whatever, but she did put me back in the system when I was 15, 16 years old, and I was there until I aged out. And she made the choices she made, and she's just constantly negative whenever I talk to her, and I'm at a point in my life now where I choose to rise above that. I don't want to be a part of that negativity anymore when I'm trying to manifest and talk to God and be a part of something bigger for myself and my future and my legacy.
Yeah, well, that part of your life that you are dealing with right now. Now, to be honest, I feel that that's very healthy for you to have that disconnect. That way you have the opportunity to further develop further develop yourself and your family. Physically, mentally, spiritually. But at the same time, you also leaving that door open for her to come in, and if she's evolve into a space where she's no longer toxic, then that door is open where y'all can reestablish that relationship.
Right. But until she shows consistency and not being toxic, I have to keep like some sort, not necessarily a wall, but definitely like a fence. Like, I'm not gonna let you step in fully, but just kind of like you're there, but you can't fully come in just yet. Because I can't have you come in and disrupt everything that I've worked hard to progress from.
True, but you also got to make sure that that's not the door for her on the other side, as far as if that's the power that can make her go either way, if you understand what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
He
Like how
basically
she's
said,
trying.
"Oh, go
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 ahead.
ahead, man."
But I
Yeah,
thought you might have just could explain it better.
oh yeah, my bad. Now he was basically saying that it's basically that well, what's the better word of saying? Oh, if you um, if you giving out if you're giving out that positive energy, making sure that it comes back in positive uh, on the same token. In other words, when that door open up, make sure that the same energy is positive. If she's legitimately coming back in with good intentions and good faith, or reestablishing a great non-toxic relationship, make sure that it's on point about that. Versus she's really trying to come back in and she's showing change, but she's not showing change for us on your standard, and that
Uh,
could become toxic as well.
so you mean like according to my boundaries? I try not to put like I learned to stop putting expectations on people because that leads to disappointment and I can't control the way other people are. But I just feel like as long as I openly communicate my boundaries and people can respect those, then I'm okay.
But letting people down is also a power that can hurt a person too, if they feel like they constantly letting folks down. So
Yeah, which that's very valid.
Um,
Very valid. All
I
right,
just think
so
we have to do better as a community in parenting.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So, final thoughts between y'all two. What would be some actual parenting solutions that we can actually just share with everyone that can actually help us in this particular situation, especially with people who have this particular mentality, thinking that they need to discipline their child via social media and all the stuff there. What makes a good parenting solution? Amber, you go first.
I think we need to give the child like you need to give your child a safe place to be able to talk to you and let them explain to you what's going on. And I'm not talking about necessarily excuses, but I'm talking about like what's really the root of the issue. Allow your child to have that safe environment without knocking them down so that you can fully understand what's going on with your kiddo and come up with a solution together on how to fix it, but still discipline them in the process. They do need to understand that that's not the way you go about handling a situation like that, but you don't need to get physical with it or tear them down mentally and emotionally with verbal insults and yelling like that either.
Solutions, Mr. Mad.
me personally, I don't see no problem with the yelling. The yelling gets your attention. Uh, the weapons, they should be for real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was fussing about stuff that she could have helped prevent it by staying on them, having them on a weekly schedule on doing things and stuff like that to keep the house on track or keep the area on track, their clothes or whatever. You know, uh, me personally, I think butt kickings need to be back in effect. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what generation, it always worked. Even as me as a kid, my grandma say she gonna hang you by the chandelier. You scared me half to death when you said that. I can't even imagine that ass whipping. So I'm not gonna fuck up. So you know what I'm saying?
Not a chandelier, bro.
So it's like it's a way to do it to where to put the parent. We got to put the parent back in charge where it ain't got to be so aggressive. I'm just playing about the ass whippers, even though they were effective, but it's still if they're gonna mess up no matter what. We messed up and we was getting our ass kicked, but I don't know. I just think parenting need to be taught at an earlier age. You know what I'm saying, with sex ed, and just a community just helping each other like they used to do. You couldn't get down the street without getting knocked out 3 times if you jacked up. So when the youth know that there's consequences behind what they do, they'll start to act a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree to that. I totally agree to that. Um, Now, my final thoughts about this is that the videos that I not posted, and I believe that The parenting was totally unacceptable. I never agree with this any type of parenting when people share these videos with me, because I believe there's always a better way of doing things. In this situation, it just wasn't good at all. It's going to want to create so many different situations, especially dealing with teenagers, where now they're going to deal with situations of bullying and all these other different things that they're going to want to deal with, especially resentment from their parents. Now, so one of the main solutions that I feel that need to be implemented is that I feel that these parents, they do need to be part of, certain parenting class. This is the whole point why they do have therapy as well. In this situation, therapy ain't just for relationships, but it's also for one family therapy as well too. Learning how to parenting your children and all the stuff there. And I also agree with you as well, Matt, as far as that the parenting need to start earlier. So right off the bat, we know that our children mimic the behavior of their parents. So if we as parents showing a positive parenting system, and it works and it's not toxic, then they're going to mimic that and they're going to replicate that into their adult life. And so that would be a great solution as well too. So yeah, everybody. Once again, I appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching today. Even though I started on way sooner than what I normally did, that I said I had some other engagements to get into, and I appreciate that. Want everybody to like and follow me as well, Mr. Mad. Shout out your channel real quick where everybody can find you.
Yeah, you can check me out at Mad Militant News. It's on the way very soon. As soon as I stop being lazy and my body stop hurting. So it's serious over here. And another thing, it was something that you just said there at the end. You know what I'm saying about family, the imagery as far as what we got. You know what I'm saying? This could be another live. The imagery as far as what we got coming up, as far as the TV imagery of families and stuff. How has that really affected us as far as a culture? Because we didn't see too many black families as far as on TV and stuff like that.
You said imagery?
If that's a word, if I'm saying that
No,
right.
no, I didn't say nothing about imagery. I said
We got our own vocabulary, man.
no, I said they mimic our behavior. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that the children normally, the best way that children learn is that they mimic the behavior of their parents, and that's just a natural response to what they do. And so if the parents if they have anything that's positive, then they're more likely they're going to mimic that positive behavior. Likewise, if it's toxic, then they're going to mimic that which is toxic. Case in point with the last video that you actually seen with the lady, and she going to cussing them out, and you could tell that they're mimicking her behavior because they're doing it on social media.
True.
Sure is. Oh, also appreciate Miss Amber. I was trying to send a message on private chat, but I just said it publicly. And I appreciate Miss Amber coming up as well. And Miss Juanita, I appreciate you coming up in the chat as well, coming up on the panel as well. And everyone in the chat, and I appreciate y'all as well. And I appreciate y'all sharing. Y'all want perspectives as well. It's much needed, and I believe that every time we have these shows and these dialogue, that is beneficial to the community as well. So everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and like always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith, and I'll see y'all next time.